everybody, welcome back. This video is dedicated to the people that want to learn the flute. So the flute, if you don't know what it looks like, I'll show you in a second, but it's one of the highest sounding instruments in the band family. We have a whole list of instruments that go from really high, and usually they're smaller, so high sounding instruments to that lower sound, and then percussion. So the first one I'm going to introduce you is to the flute. And for those of you that chose to learn the flute and you want to learn how to make sound on it, which is kind of hard in the beginning, we're going to start with the first things first. So number one, I ran off to the store and I picked up this bottle of Perrier, water from France. I'm not sure if it's actually from France, but that's okay. First thing you're going to do is open your bottle, take a drink. Okay, so in my bottle, I have a bit of water in here, and if you have empty bottles at home, you can just use that. I'm just going to leave the water in here because it's going to give me a different sound that I want. But the important thing is when you're selecting a glass bottle, make sure it's glass. You want to make sure that the hole on top is pretty much a small hole, not too large, because we are going to be trying to mimic what the flute is doing. So, a couple things we need to learn before we start the flute. Number one, this is your mouth. And two, you blow across on the flute. You don't do this, which is what I have a whole bunch of students do in the beginning, and eventually they learn how to get out of it. So we're going to get this Perrier bottle, and we're going to imagine blowing air out like whistling. If you can't whistle, it's okay, just blow air out like you're blowing out candles on a cake. Next, right under your lip, right here, there's like space between your chin and your lip. There's like a little gap. We're gonna put the bottle, the rim of the bottle, on the very line of your lip. So I'm just gonna place it in under here so that you guys can see everything. We're gonna put it under here. You can hear me talking. Hello. And we're gonna just blow air. So with me in 1, 2, 3. Did it work? Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. If you can get that sound out, some kind of a train whistle, the air going in it, it's going to work for you on the flute. Now, very important on the flute, it's one of the few instruments, it's the only instrument actually, I think, that only half of our air goes into the instrument and the other half just disappears somewhere. So that's why it's important that you're not doing this. Taking your top lip and pointing it down. Because the air can't split. It's going to split actually at this end point when you blow across. So I'm going to blow in the bottle again just to show you guys. We'll talk about that tonguing later. Okay, so if you got the bottle, yeah. Okay, now let's actually show you guys what the flute is. Ta-da! It's covered in dog fur, which is my my fashion choice, not by choice. My dogs love to shed. Okay, so in here, always, number one, always open your instrument on a flat surface unless you're a professional. Still, if you're a professional, open it on a flat surface. Okay, so the flute has I'm going to take this little paper thingy out. The flute has 3 little parts in it for the most part. My flute might look a little different than yours, but they all work the same. The one that we're going to focus on is the head joint. So you're just going to pull it out and it should look like this, okay? Now, it's very important that the flute goes to the right side of your body. I might be mirrored, so make sure you put your right hand in the air and the flute is going to go that way. Okay, so we're going to do that same effect. Don't think too much about it. Here's a little hole on the flute. Okay, and we're going to get into some specifics of names after, but mine might be dirty with lipstick. Another featured outfit choice. Here's our tone hole, or our mouthpiece. Okay, so we're going to call this the mouthpiece here. And if you can easily put the line right here under the lip, just like we did with the bottle, you're going to put it right here. You might be able to hear some sound, hear some talking coming out of it. and you're just gonna blow across. Same thing. So with me, 1, 2. It should make a whistle like that. Now, if it's really loud, you could put your hand on the other side. I don't know who's in your house. If you want to annoy your little siblings or your older siblings, this is a great way to do it. But if not, put your hand on the other side, put it here, and the whole goal is to get that train whistle. Now, if you're having a hard time with that, I'm going to put the head joint down carefully on my table. Make sure you're not putting it in places where it can roll off, because it is a circle and circles roll. But if you're having a hard time with that, go back to your bottle. Practice putting it under your lip. I'll try to zoom in on the camera later, but I'm not going to worry about tonguing right now. I'm just going to worry about sound, and I'll talk about tonguing later. Okay, so here we are. If you're having a hard time finding that hole placement, remember everybody's lips are different. Don't expect your lip to be the same as somebody else's. Mine, my teacher told me in college that I have this little like teardrop. Maybe you guys can see it. And it gets kind of in the way of when I'm trying to blow across, so I have to do some funky stuff in here. Your whole goal is just to make sound. So if you are having issues, you can get your circle, put your lips closed, and you're going to put the circle right in the middle of your lips like this. Now, when it's in the middle of your lips, you're going to roll down so it's sitting on your chin, like that little space right there on your chin underneath your lip. And then you're going to do the same thing below across. Make sure you're not shoving the instrument into your face, because that's not going to get the right effect. So let's try that. We're going to put the circle. I can't talk while I'm doing it, but put the circle in between your lips and make sure your lips come out. But not doing this weird like upper lip thing, and just blow the air across. So okay, we're going to do that again. You should feel the line of your flute touching the line of your lower lip. Okay, so I'll do it again. Now, if you're getting that, fantastic job. I'll let you know, most people that are learning the flute, it takes them about 2 months to make sound on their instrument. That's okay, because once you get the sound, it's pretty easy from there. Now, that's all that this video is going to talk about. When you're done with this, make sure that you wipe it off. You know, that's a good thing. Our instruments collect condensation. I'll talk about cleaning it in another video, but yeah, put that back and make sure your case is closed and zipped up, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.